Hey folks, I know I am just an old guy telling stories, but please leave a like and subscribe before we start. Let's enjoy today's story. Before I dive today's story, I want to say disclaimer. The content presented in the video is purely for entertainment purposes only. The theories and stories discussed in this video are speculative and are not supported by any evidence or proof. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, so this happened last summer, and honestly, I still don't know how to explain it. I went to visit my friend Jake, who just bought this old, creaky house in a small town. You know, the kind that looks charming during the day but feels straight up haunted at night? Yeah, one of those. Jake insisted the house was perfectly fine, just a little character. I didn't think much of it until my first night there. He put me in the guest room, which was cozy enough, a little cold, but whatever. The weird thing was the closet. It had this old wooden door with a keyhole you could see through, and the key was nowhere to be found. Jake said it came like that, and he'd never bothered to open it. Anyway, I went to bed around midnight, but I kept waking up. You know that feeling when you're not alone? I chalked it up to nerves, but around 3 a.m., I heard this soft creaking. It sounded like footsteps. I sat up and tried to convince myself it was just the house settling, but then I saw it. The closet door, which I swear was shut before, was slightly open. Not much, just enough to make out darkness inside. I froze. My brain went into overdrive, debating whether to check it out or just pretend I didn't see anything. Eventually, I grabbed my phone and shone the flashlight toward the closet. Nothing, just old coats and a weird smell, like something damp. I shut the door, wedged a chair under the knob, and told myself to stop freaking out. But here's the thing, the creaking didn't stop. It sounded like it was coming from inside the walls now, slow and deliberate, like someone dragging their feet. By 4 a.m., I'd had enough. I grabbed my pillow and blanket and decided to crash on the couch downstairs. As I passed Jake's room, I noticed his door was open, and he wasn't there. "Jake?" I whispered, but no answer. I checked the kitchen, the living room, nothing. His car was still in the driveway, though. I was starting to panic when I heard it again, the creaking, but this time it was coming from the basement. I don't know what possessed me to go down there. Maybe I thought I'd find Jake, or maybe I just needed to prove to myself that nothing weird was happening. I grabbed a flashlight and slowly made my way down the stairs. Halfway down, the smell hit me, that same damp, musty odor from the closet, but stronger. I was about to call out for Jake again when I saw him. He was standing in the corner, facing the wall, completely still. "Dude, what are you doing?" I asked, my voice shaking. He didn't respond. I inched closer, and that's when I saw his hands. They weren't at his sides. They were twisted behind his back, unnaturally, like someone had tied them. And his head, it turned toward me, but his body didn't move. His eyes weren't his. They were completely black, like the pupils had swallowed everything else. And then he smiled. I don't remember much after that. I think I screamed and bolted up the stairs. The next thing I knew, it was morning, and I was waking up in my car, parked a block away. When I called Jake to ask what the hell happened, he sounded confused. He claimed he'd been out that night and didn't even come home until the morning. I've never been back to that house, and Jake sold it a few months later. Sometimes I still hear those creaks in my dreams, though. Slow, deliberate, like they're waiting for me to open a door I shouldn't.